Family. Welcome back to another episode of All Things Considered. I'm your host, Pitt. And we had to run it back. I told y'all we was going to run it back. But honestly, we had to redo it. Not redo it, but run it back because we ain't get y'all the full, you feel me, the whole shebang last time. We had some technical difficulties with the camera and whatnot. But we really want y'all to see these two nice, handsome brothers on screen the whole conversation.
Boy, I tell you. First thing first, it's crazy you said that because, first of all, back at it again. Thank you for having me.
My
for
nigga
sure.
Kyle Goodbee, everybody.
Woo, gang. But it's crazy because I played in the FCF. My TV show was called Running Back. So
no way.
I promise you, bro. If you go it's not like regular, YouTube and stuff like that. Just go to Twitch and go to FCF, something like that, and then look up Running Back. It'd be Running Back with the bot. So I would do all type of stuff for football. From the games that we played, like kind of like some UFL stuff, but I would run it back like my own ESPN. So it's crazy how you said that. But I've been laughing the whole trip up here, dog. I've been laughing the whole trip up here because the question today about to be a banger, bro.
Well, all right, dude. We ain't gonna waste no time, bro. So what Trey Songz said, we about to die. We gonna start a singing group.
Yeah, we might back.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. I'm like that. I'm with it. So now I know we don't got too much time today because a lot of, I came a little bit late, so it's on me. I apologize.
You good.
But so I've been talking to a few people this past couple of weeks, man, since last time we came around, and man, I've been doing a lot of self-searching, and first things first, I want to say this not only to you, but to the camera as well,
to the people.
Let me lean up for a second, real
check
quick.
That posture.
Everybody in here, man, black, white, whatever you may be, male or woman, bro, please go to therapy. Like it's a necessity,
bro,
that you go to therapy, bro. Especially in the black community, I know how bad it looks in the black community. I know how much we down talking and all that stuff, bro. Please go find yourself a therapist, because the inner workings to get better for yourself sometimes take a village and it takes a team.
100%.
You God gave us relationships for a reason. It does not mean that you have to be in a girlfriend boyfriend relationship. This is a relationship right here. This is my dog.
Community. Yeah,
it's my boy. You feel me? Like it doesn't. Not everything has to be romantic, but sometimes you definitely need a group of people around you. So what had transpired. Yeah. So now I'm able to. I feel like I'm more confident to talk about it now.
For sure.
April 28th. I hit you up the 29th. 28th, I was in the hospital for suicide ideation. And it's not talked about in the community a lot, bro. It's just not. And, as I'm going through, I have now a support system that I'm now utilizing as much as I can, and they're doing a fantastic job. So shout out to my support system. I got discipleship on Monday at 6, and I got discipleship again on Wednesday at 6:30. With some people that not grew up in my life, but been around my life for all 27 years. So I want to thank God for those great men right there that helped me do some things and figure some stuff out about my life. And also got my godmoms, and I got my old stepfather. I mean, those right now, the 4 strong pillars. Crazy how they use 4. I mean, roots accused, but those 4 strong pillars. And as we dive into that a little bit deeper later, the question I was asked, right? Because I told you I got a question.
Yeah, you said big question.
Big question.
And I thought he's gonna set me up, so I'm interested.
Yeah. So the big question,
my posture.
Yeah. The big question for you and also the listeners.
Yeah.
Number 1, do you know what love is? And do you love yourself?
That's the big question.
That's the big question. Not what love isn't. Not what love. All this other good stuff. What do you know? What love is?
Yeah.
And do you love yourself? And before you answer, if you have an answer, my answer to that when I was asked those questions was, I don't know what love is. Yeah. And I don't know if I love myself. Because I was able to answer the question of what love isn't. But that was not the question I was
So what was your answer for what love wasn't?
So I said love isn't manipulation.
Okay.
Love isn't abuse. Yeah. Love isn't impatience. Love, I'm like, love is not these things. These are things that I grew up with. I grew up in dysfunction. So for me, those were what I thought love was not. And as I was trying to live my life, I wanted to do it better and not do that. And I was asked again. He was like, well, once again, I asked you what love was, not what love isn't.
You told me everything that it wasn't.
Exactly. And he was like, you don't know what it is. So then he asked me afterwards, and it's after, the second question, kind of the part 2 of it was, do you have a relationship with God? Like, what's your relationship with God? And I'm like, come on, dog. Like, for sure. Like,
no, but do you got real relationship?
You feel me? Like, it's a difference. And I didn't know that. So like, I'm like, yeah, bro, I pray. I go to church. I do my tithes and offerings. I listen to gospel music. I'm like, I'm doing everything that I think. Here's what a catcher. I'm doing everything that I think God would like me to do for that relationship. And he was like, nigga, you ain't got a relationship with God. I'm like, what you talking, bro? I'm like, come on, bro. You can't tell me I don't got a relationship with God. I'm doing all this stuff. He was like, nah, you don't got that. And I was like, how not? He was like, first off, if you don't even know if you love yourself and God dwells inside of us, that's a parallel. You don't love God yet. And he said, it's not like you're not doing the right things. Don't get me wrong. Like, God, spend time with God. That's what you want to do. But that real relationship is something completely different. And I was like, I didn't even know that. And it wasn't until I started seeing some other things. Like I said, I'm gonna give you a chance to answer. Yeah. Until I started seeing some other things, I was like, yo, real life, bro. I didn't really have the relationship I thought I had with God. Yeah. Until after I seen some stuff and I had to sit in some things to really understand what the heck was going on. So first off, let me hear your answer, bro. Let me hear.
Truthfully, I do believe that I think I know what love is. Okay. And I do believe I love myself. Okay. At one point in time, I misled myself as to knowing what I thought love was. Right. Which then tainted the way that I loved myself. Right. So I think I told the story on this platform a few different times. I don't know if I shared it with you, but a couple of my homeboys know this. So I did an episode called Heartbreak Saved My Life. Right. I was dating this girl. Situation went left, some self-inflicted things on my own, but then we got back right. So now I'm trying to lead us into a space and, it's not gelling. Right. So then we get to a point where we had a conversation, like, I'm trying to get us here, X, Y, Z. She like, yeah, nah, I ain't really in that space no more with you. That was that. My world crashed. So I thought, right, this is the first woman that I genuinely fell in love with. Right. So called my homeboy Ernie. Ernie, our age, bro. We all graduated together. We was the same size. Graduating high school. He ended up getting sick. I think Ernie may be $125 now. Man. You know what I'm saying? He fighting back though. He's definitely getting better. But I say all that to say, like, he's been my peer spiritual guide. You know what I'm saying? So I went to Ern. I told Ern, like, hey, bro, like, I told him the situation, but essentially what came of that was I really started self-reflecting on myself as far as, all right, bro, how did we get here? Right? We got here because I allowed outside things to taint my own personal outlook on love. I allowed my parents' relationship, as they was going through a rocky situation, taint my outlook on long-term relationships, right? So a lot of these things that I was thinking about were not really of me, but I was intaking it because of the things I was, watching, listening to, and just, investing in. I allowed that to taint my the way I saw love, right? So then I talked to my homeboy. I'm like, hey, bro, I got to get back right with God, bro. Like, my relationship was like yours. I read my word. I prayed. When I felt convicted and inclined, I listened to gospel music. I streamed services, and stuff like that. Like, I did all the things that growing up, I saw my folks doing and I was told to do. So this is just routine at this point. Right. But at that point, bro, is when I really established my relationship with Christ as an adult. Right. Where I grew up with a foundation of knowing the Lord, my mom and dad being, avid churchgoers and people of the faith, and my uncle being a pastor and growing up in his church and being, involved in the church at youth. Right. But that was something that they established for me. So then I had to establish it for myself. Right. So that's what I did. And once I established it for myself, I read the Gospels, got into the Gospels. And that's when you really like anybody that ever asks me, like, how to start their journey with the Lord, I always go to the Gospels. I go to the Gospels. I go to Proverbs. I go to Romans, things that you can read as far as the Gospels, where these are firsthand accounts, but like Proverbs and like Romans, these are like, Proverbs is the book of wisdom, right? So even if you don't know where you're going, Read Proverbs and it'll tell you exactly how you should live your life. You know what I'm saying? I probably read Proverbs 20 times. You know what I'm saying? Just because when I get outside myself, I need to get back locked in. Let me read Proverbs, get this wisdom back in me. You know what I'm saying? So in my developing relationship with Christ, bro, is when I kind of got away from being religious and religion and started focusing more on relationship. You know what I'm saying? Because what we were doing was religious practices, praying, you know, reading the word, listening to music, because this is what Christians and believers do. Or I say this is what Christians do. But when you become a true follower and you become a true believer of Christ, you more about the relationship. So of course you gonna pray, not because it's a religious practice, but you gonna pray because I ain't got no other choice. Right. You gonna read that word, not because they tell you to seek the word so you can find guidance, but I really want to know what my purpose is in life. I want to know where I'm going. I want to know how I show up, how I'm supposed to show up in this world. So I read my word. You know what I'm saying? I want to grow better in my discernment. So I read my word. So when I experience things, I can recall what I read in my word. And boom, there it is. Right. You know what I'm saying? And as you read the word, you learn that I got a poem, right? And I got a line that say, I used to think that love was a 4-letter word until I opened up my word and I found out that love was a verb. That's strong, and I remember old girl that I was dating at the time, she told me at once upon a time, I didn't know what love was, and I was offended. And that's at the beginning of that line. I was like, bro, the start of the poem go, truth be told, I'm a lover boy at heart, but in this world that we live in, I keep it player by trade. See, I remember when she told me I didn't know what love was once upon a time. And yeah, I was offended, but no, she wasn't lying. I used to think that love was this 4-letter word until I opened up my word and I found out that love was a verb. So what I thought love was me texting her, me showing up, you know what I'm saying? Saying I love you. You know what I'm saying? Doing all of these things, doing the superficial shit. Yep. But when you get into that word, and you really understand what love is, guard your heart with everything, because everything you do, what flows from it. So when you understand what love is, you understand that like everything that I do in this world comes from my heart. So I got to have good soil in my heart, because if I have good soil, that means I can plant good seeds, which ultimately gonna bear good fruit. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I know what love is, because regardless of what I do in this world, right or wrong, it came from my heart. So as long as I could check my heart posture and I know my heart is in a good place, I could feel good and comfortable about the decision I just made. Again, whether good, right or wrong, right? And then with that, with that and knowing that, your relationship with Christ continues to grow, because you understand what his love is really like, right? And then getting into loving myself, it's the fruits of the spirit. Right? It's the love that I have for myself, right? I know I'm talking about loving myself, but that's real though. Loving myself, you gotta have a love for myself, all right? Finding joy in the suffering, finding peace in the chaos, being gentle, having grace. You know what I'm saying? These are all things, these are all faithfulness. Yeah, exactly. These are all things that are practical. You feel me? I can practice being faithful. I can practice being joyful. I can practice having peace. I can practice being gentle. These are all practical things. And when I decide to make up my mind and practice these things in my daily doings, that's how I love myself. Because if I love myself, what I'm expressing and what I'm expounding into the world is love, because it's all coming from my heart. Because I know God. Because I got a relationship with God.
Shit heavy, ain't it? It's a big one today, bro. Yeah. And guess what?
You just made me get on the soapbox,
bro. And we just getting started.
Facts.
So you know, one thing, I was actually on the phone with my God sister. You know, shout out to my God family. Shout out to my real family too. Whatever the relationship may be, and whatever what we have going on. But I talked to my God sister on the way here, right? And I was like, hey, I'm about to get on a podcast tonight with my bro. I'm about to get on a podcast with my brother. And I was like, you know, what should I talk about today? And it's crazy how you just said that, because it leads into what she said. She was like, we should talk about comparison, and how us in the Black community, just all we do is compare things. Like in our reality, you know, there was a relationship I try to get with this young lady a while ago. And you know, shout out to her, because she's just fantastic heart, great young lady. But I said something to her, And that still sticks me to this day. I said to her, I said, the reason, well, I don't even know if I fully said it to her, but if she listens to this podcast, she'll now know why. But at the time I was like, for me, I felt kind of uncomfortable because her relationship with God was not the same way my relationship with God was. And I felt insecure about that. Mm-hmm. You know, one thing I've always said to people sometimes, I was like, they were like, yeah, you got to go read this. Like, even hearing sometimes people say, go read this, go read that, go worship this, not worship this, but, you know, go worship God like this, go do this. I used to get real offended myself because I'm like, bro, y'all know, hell nah, bro, because that's my walk. Mm-hmm. But in all reality, it's just y'all being people that I should really be around that genuinely want me to have a relationship with God. Mm-hmm. You know, and that discernment does come up in that, because there are people that will tell you to get, you know, they got the Pharisees, those who know the God, know the gospel, know everything about God, but don't have a relationship with God. That's why he says, you know, one thing about me, I can't always recite verbatim, but I'm always in the ballpark. Yeah, for sure. But that's why he said when people get to the gate and get to judgment day, he'll say, depart from me. I don't know you. I've never knew you. Never knew you. And I'm gonna keep it 100 with you real quick for all those that's watching. We're not Bible scholars. We won't act like Bible scholars. We won't play like Bible scholars. We're doing the best we possibly can. And also, these are all our opinions. So you have the right to not like it. For sure. You have the right to like it. Just know that this is coming from both of our hearts. Yep. So we men just trying to bear our cross every day. You know, that's it. And as we bear our cross, let me tell you some more stuff, right? So one thing that I learned through my therapy. So I told you I've been doing therapy. Now they don't know about it, but I've been in a partial hospitalization therapy. It's been fantastic. Good. Honestly, if I was the president of the United States right now, I would make it mandatory that everybody goes inpatient for once a week, one week out of the year. It's a necessity. So one thing I learned about therapy is therapy is now a fast track to getting better, because you got to sit in it, you got to talk about it. Yeah, you do. So especially if you lean into it. Exactly. And you got to lean into it. You really got to lean into it. Exactly. I've been in therapy about 4 years, maybe. I think 4 or 5 years. And this shit hurt. Me and Shakir, my therapist, love her to death. That's my homegirl. It took me probably like, bro, I ain't gonna lie to him, maybe like 3-4 months to really lean in. Mm-hmm. What's crazy is the way I approach Christ sometimes is the way I approach therapy. And what I mean is, like, God already know our heart, right? He know everything we think. He know everything we want, but we be filtered with Christ. Bro, we be filtered. Bro, please talk your shit. I was just about to say that. We be filtered. Yeah. It's like, I can't tell God just like he don't already know. He not there already. Like you feel me? Come on, bro. So sometimes in the early stages of my therapy appointments, I would go in there and I wouldn't tell it all. You know what I'm saying? Or I filter things out, or, you know, I wouldn't go as deep. I wouldn't really tell her what was genuinely fucking with me at the time. Sometimes I do that with Christ, bro. And I be like, you doing yourself a disservice. Because one, he already knows. Exactly. He knows it's on your heart. So that's why sometimes where it's like, God, I ain't got the words, but listen to my heart. For sure. You know what I'm saying? Because you know my heart, right? But as I've been growing in my relationship, and I've been growing in my discernment and my intentionality with my walk, I've been moving away from that. Now it's really take your deep breath, nigga, and lean in. Go ahead, though. So you know how last time, and we've talked offline about me and my person, my little lady. So, you know, she don't even know this, but I thank her for the thing we went through and the stuff we went through. Because in our reality, because I had to sit through something. Yeah. I've gotten some revelation from it. Yeah. And so, you know, I took a step back from my relationship with my lady, and don't get me wrong, still think she's a fantastic person amazing young lady. And I also had to let her know and let myself know, because if you truly love something, right? Yeah. If you truly love something, you know when you fucking up. Yeah. So I never forget, I hit her and was like, hey, I need to take a step back from this. And the reason why, because, you know, a lot of people, I'm going to work on myself. You hear that a lot. But it's a difference when you really working on yourself. So I realized, talking to my stepfather about it, me and my stepfather was having some conversation every day about this, because I was going through a lot. And I was like, man, I don't feel as though I'm showing up correctly for her, because I haven't showed up correctly for myself. That's big, bro. And he was like, bro, that might be out of 27 years of living with you. That might be the wisest shit you done said, boy. Like, nigga, that's the most mature shit you done said. And I was like, Dad, like, man, it hurts because I don't want to let her go, bro. I'm like, he was like, I was like, man, I love this girl. He was like, what you mean? I'm like, man, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I don't know what love is, but I know for a fact that like King David, I'm like, she soothed my soul. She make me feel special. She make me feel safe.
That's funny you say King David. I'm in 1 Samuel right now.
Oh, yeah, I gotta read it again. I'm like, she make me feel special, make me feel safe. I'm like, I'm saying all this stuff, and I was like, but I realized that like I'm doing myself a disservice and her because I'm doing it. I'm taking out some stuff that I'm dealing with and I'm putting her in place of that. And that's toxic because I got to have a firm foundation first for myself and with God before I can get into a relationship because I can't fix nothing if I can't fix my shit myself. So
before you go
ahead.
That's a great realization. That's great self-reflection. That's telling yourself the hard truth.
Unfortunately. And
a lot of the times we don't tell ourselves the hard truth. That's something I had after that situation with Shorty. I had to start doing that. I had to start accepting that shit. Like, Pitt, bro, you got to tell yourself the hard truth. You got to be real with yourself, right? Before you go into any space, even before I go into therapy. At this point, therapy is just reassurance and a different perspective because I'm already doing the work, not in my therapy sessions, because I have the tools to self-reflect and tell myself the hard truth, but then I got the ability to accept the hard truth that I tell myself. And I'm gonna say this real quick too for everybody on here and for me and you as well, especially for myself. I need to hear it again. Stop running from your old shit. Yeah. Stop running from your old shit. Yeah. Running will not save you. Running from it will not save you. The brother taught me something real. Running from the shit will not save you. Will not save you, man. Bro, like in real life, just because of what you went through and how you went through it, that does not make you who you are specifically today. It does play a big factor on the things you do because of the traumatic experiences, whether it's positive and negative, but it does not define you as a person. So we'll say it like this. Go ahead. It'll affect how you show up in the world, but it's not your world. You feel me? And what I mean by that is the trauma and the stuff that we running from and that we haven't sat with, it's going to affect how we show up in the world. For right? Sure. For sure. But that's not my world because I still haven't dealt with that. So once we deal with that, do the work, I show up differently. Now this is more of my world than that is because it's the past, right? You feel me? And I'm saying like, for sure, like accept that. Like whatever you went through as a kid, as you growing up. So for those that are 16, for those that are 50, for those that are 100, for those that are 5, whoever you may be listening, even though it was not good that happened to you, accept it. Because although it sucked or it was great, but that's still a part of you. And bro, like I did some of the hardest shit I ever did in my life, especially in the black community. Do you know that 1 out of every 6 black men has been sexually abused as a child? You know, none of us talk about that shit. Oh yeah, I told you about to get deep today. I told you about to hit some shit today, boy. I told you about to hit some. I ain't gonna lie to you, Jay. I wasn't ready for that one. Yeah, you. I wasn't ready, but. Oh, you count what I just do. Knock it's true, because the whole time, me and my homeboy both got sexually assaulted in college. Bro, and you know what's so bad about that, bro? And it's like, what? Y'all big football niggas? Bro, what? It happens because when you a man in that situation, I ain't never been here. What do you do? Bro, so you know, I just called my father, my grandmother, my grandfather, and my older sister. One of the most traumatic things that ever happened in my life was me being with some shit that had transpired with my older cousin, young man, at like 13 years old, right? Yeah. And you know, I never talked about it for a long time, and that shit dealt with me and stuck with me to this day. Yeah, and I never knew that. And I had a conversation with my peoples, and I'm just like, I want y'all to know, like, so I told my father about it, you know, not too long ago, but less than maybe 2 years ago. And once again, you know, bless my father's heart, you know, he doing the best that he can do, whatever he got. Don't get me wrong, I'm not happy with the way he responded, but it is what it is. I'm explaining to my father what happened, and my father was like, tell me something, you gay? I said, nigga, what the fuck? No. Nothing wrong or nothing against people who are homosexual. I say, but that's just not me, Dad. I'm telling you some shit that happened in my life that still affects me to this day in relationships with women, relationship with men,
I carry myself a certain way, and I'm triggered by certain things because I'm not, not done anything. Cool. He asked me again, he was like, okay, it's okay, son. Like, I love you no matter what. Like, are you homosexual? And I'm like, Dad, no, like, nah, I'm not, bro. Like, that shit ain't, what, nigga? So he asked me again, I hung up on him. I'm like, man, fuck this nigga, woo, woo, woo. I talked about it this past couple of days ago. And lie to you not, I called my support system and like I said, once again, man, shout out to my support system. If y'all don't have a support system, please recheck your phone, recheck yourself, sit down to yourself and ask God, find that one space you can get with God and be like, man, God, who's my support system? Because you need that in your life. I called my support system and it was like, how do you feel? And I keep you 100 with you. I said, nigga, I don't even know how the fuck to feel right now. No. He was like, why not? I was like, in all reality, bro, I said, I felt like I just gave up a part of myself. Cause that's me. Like I hated the shit that happened to me. And it wasn't just that one time. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes it don't happen just once. Man, that shit happened from 5 all the way to 12. From men and women in my life. And to myself. And that's not alone the people that's watching this and watching this stuff today, but like, I'm like, bro, like that shit really affects me to the point that I can't have real relationships with people because that's the shit that transpired in my life. And when I finally got that shit off my chest, don't get me wrong, it was a great weight lifted. But like, if I can put it into layman terms and imaginations for people, it felt like this side of my body was completely gone because that's all I grew up in.
But like you said, it started to make things make sense for you.
For sure.
Which it's always liberating when you find answers. You know what I'm saying? When you start making them connections, that shit is liberating. I won't go into too much depth.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You feel me?
It's cool.
But when I was younger, said thing happened. And now I'm trying to figure out, damn, why I'm hypersexual.
For sure.
Damn, why am I attracted to that kind of woman? Damn. But then what's crazy is your pops ask you, are you gay? Son, are you homosexual? It's a lot of men out here that's on the DL because they were sexually assaulted as kids and they don't know how to deal with that. They don't know where it come from, right? Or they haven't talked about it with a therapist or a support group, right? Where they can find the answers and then they can do the work to work through it. So now they battling with, hypersexuality with women, but women not enough now. So on the lowest of keys, now they want to go after, a dude and whatnot, right? And then that's how motherfuckers end up dead out here because this nigga her finna crash out because the nigga he on the DL and the nigga he fucking on want to be out here. You know what I'm saying? So all of this stuff is compounding, right? It all compounds, bro. But you won't know how to move past it until you accept it. Speak on it in a safe space and then make your mind up to do the work to work past it.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of motherfuckers realize it, accept it, talk about it, and do nothing with it.
For sure.
No, you got to take the actionable steps.
And you know what's so crazy, man? I used to lie to myself and lie to God and lie to others, man. And one of the things I realized, so I'm talking to my boy. Once again, this is some of the deepest shit ever. Like, this is some shit that most people don't get from my life. And I'm glad I'm sharing it to a certain extent. And I'm leaving some things. I'm filtering some things because I'm now learning boundaries as well. And also the way I'm looking at it.
You learning them words.
Come on, bro.
Like, you learning them words.
Bro, I did, bro. I'm gonna tell you right now, bro. Like, before I get to what I was about to say, bro, I'm telling you right now, bro. When my shorty did not respond back to me, I would get furious.
Yeah.
Because when I grew up, my moms would never allow me space to be able to process whatever the fuck was going on.
So immediately you looking for a response.
I needed to. My mom used to, nigga, you mad? I'm mad. You better stop being mad before I get mad. So now I'm not mad. Yeah. Well, I gotta stop being mad. Well, shut up before I give you something to cry about. Now I can't process my emotions. So understanding that my mom, shout out to my mom because she did the best she possibly could, and she cries to this day because she says, I don't know if I was ever enough. And mom, I'm keep 100 with you. You did the best you possibly could. I'm not going to compare you to no other parent, no matter who was in my life or what they did and what they're doing now. But you did the best you possibly could, and I thank you for it.
And he love you for that.
I love you.
But now he's more grown and he's realizing things and he's just adding perspective to it all. So that's really what it is. For sure,
and that's all it is.
You ain't gonna discredit her for the mothering that she did. Because like you said, she was doing the best she could with what she knew.
Exactly.
And now as you're working through your shit, you realizing she probably had shit that she was.
Oh, she
you know what I'm saying?
Renee Ambush will tell you off the jump. Listen, this is my story. This is what I had to do. And like you feel me like crazy that, you know. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm like, so my girl didn't respond back to a message or something like that for like a day or two, right? And I was like, I'm furious. I'm like, man, this been crazy. And like my stepfather sat down and he was like, bro, like relax, bro. Like, and I'm like, nah, I can't relax. Like, I can't relax, bro. Like, nah, that's cause like she out here probably fucking somebody. And I'm like, and he was like, bro, she ain't even show you none of that for you to be saying shit like that. But that's what I got from my moms. That's what I got from my mom. I remember I sent a text message to her. And I was like, this is woo, woo, woo. And in our reality, like, yes, in the heart of my hearts, I was wanting to make sure she was okay. But at the same time, behind closed doors, I wanted to know if she was going to respond back to the text. And I was like, wait, that's manipulation. And I sat back and I was like, whoa. Bro, this fast track to healing hurts. So I'm looking at some things and I'm like, bro, like, once again, that's why I had to take a step back from that relationship. Cause I'm like, yo, I can see how if this continued to go the way it was going to go, she would probably fuck around and be like, bro, I never want to talk to you a day in my life again. And like, don't get me wrong, the shit still hurts to this day to leave and step back. But I'm like, bro, this is some real life, you know, journey wise. So I'm like, a lot of the things that I've done in my life, a lot of the things that I do in my life now to this day, whether I want to receive it or don't, I'm going to receive it now because I learned that. These are the things that I learned from how I grew up. And now that I'm sitting with it, I know how to now try to start navigating past it. And like, bro, it's just
you navigating through it, bro.
Yeah, navigating through it. Thank you. We're not past it. We're going through it.
We going through the shit, bro.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Like when I tell you that as much as my godmom told me this, I was like, I pray for patience all the time.
And sometimes I think I gotta stop.
I
gotta stop.
My God, bro.
I think I gotta stop because he keep putting me in seasons of being patient.
I'm tired. My godmom pastor, fantastic woman. Coffee, Stella, you are a fantastic woman. Shout out to her. Shout out to everything she's done for the past 5.5 years of my life. You have been such an amazing mom figure to me. I love you. Thank you for helping me in this aspect. I called her and I was like, Ma, I keep praying for patience. She was like, you know, when you pray for something, he gon' put you through it. Yeah. I'm like,
he gonna give you shit to be patient about.
Why he ain't just giving it to me? She was like, no, you don't just get patience.
You gotta practice.
You don't know how to use it.
You gotta practice, bro.
So every time, so she was like, you better stop praying for it.
You better stop asking for it.
No, I be talking to God and now I know what some part of love is right now. So my love right now, as I'm now finding it, number one for me is vulnerability. I never knew that. I never knew how being vulnerable was real, bro. I got a reflection book now.
Vulnerability is our superpower, bro.
Nigga, I didn't know that.
I say it all the time, bro. Anytime, like, you know, I'm in communication with anybody. You know what I'm saying? When you had called me that day, I didn't say it to you because my first reaction, nigga, was to pray. So we prayed. But anytime somebody shares something of depth with me, I always thank them for their vulnerability because that shit is a gift. Giving somebody your vulnerability and being vulnerable with somebody, you are gifting them something from yourself, right? Because we've been vulnerable on this platform. We've shared things about our personal lives, right? Strangers, people that we know, confidants, people that we just know in passing on social media, gonna listen to this and know something more in depth about us, right? So when somebody gives that to me, I have a responsibility to hold that and to take care of that. So I always thank people for their vulnerability, right? Because vulnerability is a superpower, because when you're vulnerable, that leads to understanding. Understanding leads to connection. And the more we can connect, because now I understand you, we can flourish and we can plant better seeds within each other to bear better fruit for each other. You know what I'm saying?
And it's only episode 2.
Vulnerability. That's a good word. Boundaries is huge. Not only boundaries with other people, but boundaries with yourself. You know what I'm saying? You got to deny yourself a lot of like I've had to deny myself a lot of shit. I had to set boundaries for myself a lot of times, bro. Like I'm not trying to be arrogant, right? But one of the main reasons why I don't go outside or don't be in the spaces where, you know, it's a whole lot going on, bro, because I know me and I know if I'm in this bar, if I'm in this club, if I'm at this function and I open up my mouth to shorty ass, next thing I know, it's gonna be another one of them situations because I just got a mouthpiece like that. So I don't open up my mouth, G.
It be real.
I stay to myself.
Bro, it be real.
Unless I'm really on that, I'm not gonna say shit to you. Or if it is, it's gonna be real, like surface level conversation. Because if I get to really being on my inquisitive conversationalist shit,
it's gonna be a wrap.
You're
gonna come back to the crib, bro. When you say
today, next week, tomorrow, something.
Like one thing I never forget. When I was younger, a lot of women used to ask me like, "Oh, you just know what to say, don't you?" And I was using my mouthpiece all the time to just slide on shorties. Because number one, I didn't, you know, I was going through the whole battle of my sexuality because of the things that was transpired to me and why it continued to happen to me. So I thought like at the time I did think I was homosexual. I was like, but I don't like men. Like, like my fault. I'm about to start laughing because I just immediately thought about that. I'm not gay no more.
I'm delivered.
I don't like men. My fault. That video is so funny. But
that's real life for people, bro.
And it's just like, bro, you sit back and man, just say all that, bro. I'm gonna be even more vulnerable with you because my mind been going 1,000 miles per minute, but I'm gonna be more vulnerable with you, man. You know, I sat back and I thought to myself, man, do I even fucking love football? Like, I played football, mind you. I didn't play the NFL, you know, but you know, I played professional. I got paid. I did something that most people and everybody do. So I want to thank God for it. I was in the FCF. That's my first professional thing I did, but I was in FCF and never forget the man was like, bro, we got 12 million people watching right now. They watching me out there play. I done had 12 million motherfuckers watch me. I done played in Mexico, getting paid good money, living life.
Great pesos.
I'm talking about, nigga, I'm eating
good
5
guacamole,
bro,
nigga.
Just shut up, bro. This nigga crazy. 5-star.
Mucha cerveza.
You feel me? Like can't even.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. So you gotta keep it lighthearted. It's kind of heavy.
This is heavy.
You gotta have some lightheartedness to the shit. You gotta have a balance, brother. You feel
I'm about to be listening to Kirk Franklin the whole ride home. The whole ride home. Lean on. I'm gone.
My mama.
But I'm like, yo, I sit back and I say to myself, I said, bro, if you love something, right? What do? You spend time with it. I love being the bruhs. I spend time with bruhs. Not to be on the out shit and licking the tongue air shit. Like, I love hopping because that's an expression of myself.
No, like real shit.
Like, I love that type of shit. I love, this is what grooving is to me. For all the bros watching this, nigga, this is what grooving is. This is, I'm not gonna say that because, you know, I'm not gonna do that.
There's a lot of quiz bowls, nigga, in the world.
Yeah. This is grooving, spending that time.
It's necessary. Don't get us wrong now.
Yeah.
But this real time, this real tap double L right here.
I wasn't gonna say it. I'm about to do this.
I said, it's my shit.
I'm about to hit the
this real tap.
You know what I'm saying? You feel me? And I am fall 20, so I'm about 5 years in the game, and this one older than me. So don't even feel me 7 years in the game.
I got 7 in
Come
September.
On down, like,
damn.
Bro, I'm about to be 5. I know.
You know what's crazy?
What?
Our 10-year class reunion coming up next summer.
Nigga, it's my 10-year high school reunion this summer. I mean, this fall. I'm like, nigga,
that's nasty work.
I'm about to be 30.
That's nasty work.
But I was sitting there and I was thinking to myself, and I'm like, bro, like, I played football because in all reality, my family actually said something to me about that. Like, that's what they see me as. Yeah. I'm the football player. He about to go here. He about to go there. Like, a lot of motherfuckers, they see me, they be like, oh, that nigga play football. But a lot of niggas don't even know that I went to college. Man, every time I tell people I went to college my freshman year and I got a scholarship to play trumpet. They're like, nigga, you play trumpet? Bro, I'm musically inclined.
Swear to God.
Bro, I played trumpet in college.
That's hard.
Bro, I used to play the piano. I was in all counties chorus. I was in all state chorus. I sung in the national anthem for the Major League Soccer team when I was a kid. But no one really came to those things. So because no one came to those things, in all reality, I wasn't no hood nigga like that. Like, I mean, I was, but I wasn't like the Chris Brown trying to sing hood type shit or the Trey Songz like that. I was more like the John Legend type nigga. From seeing how the shit went. Anyway. But for me, I was like, bro, my peoples ain't come to those. And for the time they did come, because I'm gonna give my peoples credit, they did come to some of them. But for me, I don't remember those. I remember a lot of times where I came to those things by myself. And I'm like, okay, so when I started playing football, people start showing up. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, cool. Fuck the singing. That ain't gonna give me no hoes. They ain't gonna give me nothing I want. I'm cool off that. I want people to love me. I want people to know me. I want people to scream my name. And I'm like, for some reason, as I played in Mexico, I'm signing kids' jerseys. I'm signing kids' faces. Man, I had girls trying to take their chest out to sign their chest. And I'm like, oh, I'm really an athlete. I'm like, hold on. I'm an athlete. I'm an athlete. And
I'm a professional.
But I would go back to my crib in the hotel and I'm just like, bro, I'm not fulfilled. Yeah. And I was like, the only thing I really wanted to do was the two people I wanted in my life to actually really care about anything I did in my life was my moms and my pops. And I was like, bro, to me and to how I feel, because I don't want them to see or they be like, no, I'm coming at them. No, I want them to know, and I want other young black men and other young black women and anybody else that watch this podcast to know, and the show to know, like, use your I feel statements, because there's nothing wrong with how you feel. I feel as though my family did not show up for me in that. And we talked about that a little bit last episode. And I was like, bro, like, niggas like, nah, you probably did love football. I'm like, nah, I spent time with it when I had to, so I can make it to the next level. But I would go home and just sing all day. I could sing all day. I could listen to a piano all day. I would go play trumpet all day. But no one spent time with me in that. It wasn't until I had to do some athletic. Yeah, I know, bro. I know, this shit heavy, bro. And this only episode 2.
You got me over here thinking, though.
Shit,
like,
real.
Damn, did I love ball, bro?
Because like you said, if you love something, you spend time with it. And
I'm trying to think what I really love over here, what I really spend time doing.
Because like shit. They like, if you they like, yo, did you practice by yourself? Nah, not really. Unless my boys, asked me to do it. They're like, oh, well, I saw you doing extra work sometimes. I'm like, I had to do extra work because I felt as though I was never enough. When I was in Denver, working out with the Broncos and working with I'm talking about Justin Simmons, I'm with Peyton Manning, I'm with some heavy hitters. Them niggas out there was like, bro, we love your work ethic. And I'm like, I don't know how you see it because I'm not where y'all at. So because I'm not where y'all at, I gotta do better. So I would go extra. I would do the extra shit. Bro, I went to a chiropractor for the first time in my life in Denver, and they was like, "You never been here before, and you made it this long in football? You played 21 years?" And I said, "Well, I didn't have the finances for it. I never thought this was important. I didn't know how it was to do this because I didn't have the information." My boy T Reed, shout out to T Reed. He loves this. Like, he loves this. This man go to chiropractor, go to yoga, go to this, go to that. He loves football. Cause I see he spend time with it. Me, bro, niggas be asking me who did the Bengals draft? Nigga, I don't know. I just watched the Bengals. I love the Bengals. That's my team growing up because of Chad Johnson. Shout out Chad Johnson. I got a story about that. I called that nigga dad one day and he was like, nigga, I don't even know you.
but I totally believe you.
Yeah, man. I'll be on that wild shit. Yeah. But yo, I never really spent time with it, man. Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. It's real, bro. It's real, bro. Tonight, bro, it's a real shit conversation.
Damn, bro. Now I'm really over here sitting thinking, like, what do I love, bro? Because what do I spend time doing?
For sure.
Like, what really, like, just gives me, like, no matter. For me, it really is. I think it really is the acting thing, bro. Because it'll be times where it's like, man, nigga, this how you know it is, bro. Man, I don't feel like going to rehearsal tonight. Step up in the rehearsal space. I don't want to be nowhere else, bro. I'm exactly where I'll be. Let's run it again. All right, we'll run it again.
Run that shit all day.
You know what I'm saying? But I couldn't stand going to practice. But when I get on the field and we do inside period, I'm ready to go. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, Yeah. So I really do think now I got to really sit and that's a journal for me. Do you journal?
I thought that shit was gay. I'll be honest with you. Keep it a stack with you. Keep it a stack. I thought men don't journal. Real niggas don't journal.
Please,
nigga,
bro.
Shut that shit up. Nigga, I bought myself a journal.
Get you one of them. Get you a couple pens,
bro,
nigga.
I bought myself a nice little
make sure you date that shit at the top, bro, and word vomit, nigga. Like,
nigga,
that's a journal. That's something I got a journal about. Like, what do I really love, bro?
Sure, man.
Like, what do I really like? Yeah,
it's real.
Damn, Kyle.
I know we got a hard stop time because we got some things after this. But I was like, man,
3 gonna go up. Cause we gotta have to add on to this here conversation, bro.
So like for all those, man, all those out here, definitely ask yourself, sit with yourself if you got some time to ask yourself, man, what do you really love? Who are you as a person?
Wait. Yes. Do we know what love is?
Do we know what love is?
Do we love ourselves?
Do you love yourself?
What do we really love?
And what do you really love? That's
really your homework. Down. That's your homework.
And
go grab y'all a journal because it's not gay.
It's not. It's one of the most releasing shit ever.
Go grab a journal, man, because this is the other thing. You got your support group, right? But you don't want to overstimulate them. You don't overwhelm them with all of your shit. You know what I'm saying? Because when you get into that relationship with Christ and you get on that walk, it's a lot of people that be on fire for Jesus. You know, so you having all these realizations and all of these revelations and all of these things coming to you. You got all these questions. And you got all these feelings because he's filling your spirit, and not everything is just your spirit is detoxing at this point, right? So that's why that journal is key.
I needed that
because for me, I got me a little black book, bro. I got me a little black book that I carry with me, right? Ain't nothing too my little black book got ideas, it got thoughts, it got poems, it got prayers, it got tweets. I ain't on Twitter right now, so I'm gonna write it down. So because a lot of the time, what are our outlets? Right?
Social media.
With our outlets, social media, right? Going on there and telling our business, you know what I'm saying? Posting, deleting, right? All types of shit.
Subtweeting,
sub, you know, subliminals. Get you a journal.
Yeah.
And sit with yourself and use a pen.
Yes.
Don't use no pencil. Pencil you can erase. Nah. Use a pen so you can see yourself work through your thoughts.
Hey, thank you. I didn't even know that.
Go journal and be real.
100.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to scratch stuff. Because, like, bro, it's been times where I done wrote a half a page and I done scratched the whole thing out. And now I go back to it like, damn, what you was thinking?
Exactly.
And then I read what all right. You working through your thoughts. You can see yourself processing and working through things, right? With that pen, with the pencil, you can erase it.
Yeah.
Nah, bro, you got to scratch that shit out with that pen, and you seeing yourself verbally work through things, right? It's just like working through the last rep on a squat. You know what I'm saying? You can see yourself, you get that last rep out. You didn't work through it.
Yeah.
Now I'm on here reading this and I'm seeing myself scratch stuff out. I'm watching myself and seeing myself work through my thoughts. That's why I use the pen. So that's just a, tidbit.
That's a little gem. Let me start doing that. And I know we're about to be out of time, but for next episode, talk about relationships. Because it's starting to get kind of bad out here that these people are starting to think that like, it's somebody else out there better for me. It isn't like there's no work in relationships no more. It's you messed up once? Yeah, I'm done with you. I'm good. Nah. If I remember next time we're going to talk about some relationships. And don't get me wrong, we talk about sports here too. We talk about life. We talk about all that. But today just had to be one of them days that I had to get this off my chest.
And
man.
I'm glad you did, bro. I'm glad you did, because now you put a battery in my back to continue to do the work. Because sometimes it get tedious, bro, and it get like really routine. And
I know it's on your ass.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm like, nigga, we gotta do this podcast.
No. Hey, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Kyle checked me one day. I said, nigga, don't check me about a podcast episode.
I'm like, nigga, I'm there the next week. You like, nigga, I'm not ready yet. Nah, nigga, you gotta get ready. Like, nigga, I'm ready to talk, nigga. I'm like, come on. But I'm about to, you inspired me too, man. My homeboy just told me about it. I'm about to, he said on Amazon is a podcast kind of set for the 50 piece. I'm about to buy me one too. So in case I can't be with you, because hint to some things in the work right now that I will not be in Grand Rapids this upcoming fall. I will not be in. We'll talk. But I want to still keep this type of thing going.
Absolutely, bro. But it was cool. We got other mediums, bro. Yeah, I got virtual stuff that we can get on, bro. We can do this. We can do this for sure. But this is a space that you found that you enjoy, right? You gonna start loving this shit. Right, because as you work through your shit, you are already the type of guy that I am. You don't want to harbor it, because if I'm going through this shit, somebody else is.
They got to.
So let me talk to them about how I'm processing, so I can help them process. So I won't be surprised if Kyle hit me talking about, bro, how I set this.
Oh, I will be calling you.
Y'all know I'm on Instagram sharing Kyle podcast. He's doing an hour and a half long solo episodes.
That's why, and that's why I got back on Instagram. But I deleted Instagram for a lot of things. I needed to get away from that because I was starting to live my life again through Instagram, and that shit's got to stop. Yeah. Y'all got to realize, and myself too, not y'all. How about this? We have to realize that Instagram shit is for the fake, bro. Yeah. None of that shit needs to play too much of a factor in your life, bro. Yeah. Go do what you do and keep going.
Go touch grass, nigga.
You feel me? Go touch grass. Don't go fucking touch grass.
Get some vitamin D. Go sit in the sun.
Something. But like, I only back on there because a couple things, but I'm really waiting on back on there to promote this because I was like, bro, this is I'm really talking about my life. And I had a couple people hit me up like, bro, I listened to that. And that was some of the most power shit I heard from
yeah, they gonna feel this one.
No, they gonna feel this motherfucker. They gonna feel this one. So,
yeah, bro.
I want to say thank you. I know you about to do your sign out.
My nigga finna close out.
I'm gonna let you know.
You done got comfortable in this bitch. You done opened the show and everything.
See, here you go. I just wanted to say to everybody out there, man, we truly hope that this blesses at least one.
That's all I need, bro.
That's all I needed to do was say, I hope it touched one person a day.
Each one teach one. Each one preach
one. You feel me? For the young man, for the young woman that's out there that's going through, keep going. Please keep going.
You gotta go through it, G.
Yeah, and follow this man. Bro, hit this man on Instagram. Hit this man DMs, bro. Tell him like, hey, can y'all please talk about this and where y'all come from? But that's a good thing too, man. Facts. We can talk about the shit y'all go through too, because at the end of the day, you never know. We probably went through the same thing.
We all living the same lives,
you feel me?
in one variation or another.
For all the people that I talked about today, just know it's still, I love y'all. I love y'all from the bottom of my heart as I still find out what love is, and I'm accepting it. I love y'all. For my moms, love you. No matter what. To my pops, I love you. To my grandparents, my sisters, I love y'all. My little sister, I love you, baby girl. To my friends that I'm now making, I love y'all. To the friends that I had to take a step away from, I still love y'all too. For my old lady, well, I love y'all. I love all y'all, and I thank you for it. And I thank y'all for helping me become the man I am today. You can follow me on Instagram at kylegoodbee. That's all. KYLE. You don't stop, bro. You can follow me on IG at kylegoodbee. I don't really post unless it's with motivational and prayers. I don't really post about my life anymore because it's not for y'all to know. It's for my circle to know. Jesus ain't telling the 500 what he told the 12. So
come on, man.
You feel me? So
come on, man. It's a difference. We'll talk.
You feel me? We gonna talk about that next time.
Yeah, listen, man.
Follow my boy. Let my boy do his close out because I keep talking the whole damn thing.
That's another episode of All Things Considered, man. We love y'all, man. Like Kyle said, anything that y'all got on your mind, reach out to either one of us, right? And we'll do our best to make it a part of the conversation. But follow us at homefld.otl on IG, pitt.otl on IG, Homefield Media on YouTube. We love y'all. We catch y'all on the next episode in a minute.
Roots and Q's. Aight.